It's 3rd and 10. Jets rush 4. Mond cannot escape. And he's brought down. Bryce Huff with the sack.
Have a lot of snaps last year, Mike, but his number.
3rd and 2 with a 4-man rush. Clean pocket. Wilson takes off, slips, and will be shy of the first down.
And scramble. Here he drops back. Didn't like his first receiver. Looked at a second. May have even looked at a third, and then scrambled.
They feel good about the pieces they've added, like McDonald, as we talked about. Another flag down here on 3rd down. Mond, the sideline shot, and is incomplete. Maybe the vision was blocked as Dalen Baldwin tried to go up and catch
and put them on the path to success.
And when you say we, you are talking, of course, about you and your twin brother, Tiki, who said he is presenting you at the ceremony on Saturday. And he said, once you're in, it basically means he's in.
Well, but it's another former Green Bay Packer, and Malik Taylor, who makes a brilliant catch. I can't tell you how hard that is to run full speed, bend the top half of your body over, make that catch, stumbling, and just maintain. Great news there for Zach Wilson, and a big play for Malik Taylor.
Sets up a 54-yarder. The veteran Greg Zuerlein, two of the big kickers in the league, who's made a bunch of 50-plussers. Oh man, what an afternoon it was. It was quite something. This is the Anthony Schwartz return. He gets hit hard and loses the football on the way down. We'll see if he was down first. The ruling on the field is a fumble, and the ball belonging for the moment to the Jets. Sure would have caused it, and it was moving.
Absolutely.
5 of the pattern. Wilson's pass is deflected and incomplete.
You end up over there, and for the Cleveland Browns defense, they are all about the swag this year with their new defensive coordinator.
Zuerlein good from 54, this from 44. Morstead got it down, and the Jets extend the lead out to 6-0.
He was probably the most consistent player maybe at any position of his era. He really was. He was year after year after year.
Against the Lions team, it's gotten a lot of attention here in the Midwest of the offseason. Kellen Mond and the Browns start from the 27. Throw is intercepted. Mond is picked off by Chaz Surratt, who's out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. And the Jets have turned the Browns over for the second time.
And right there, he's just going to drop right back underneath this play and come up with the pick. Moving with the quarterback, saw the crossing route coming, and just ran it with him. Right to him. So that's what it takes. I mean, it takes plays. The difference between 2 or 3 or 4 of these linebackers coming out of here tonight is so small, and even the coaching staff will admit that. But the other advantage Detroit has is they have some real pass rushers on that team. So that combination, we'll see.
Can't wait for opening night. 1st and goal for the Jets. Abanikanda turning towards the pylon and in for the touchdown. Israel Abanikanda, the 5th-round pick from Pittsburgh.
Abanikanda, watch this. He just outruns everybody to the edge. That's just pure speed, and it's not by accident. He did that a lot in college. He's one of the few guys you keep watching him play after play, and people just do not run him down.
180! Kellen Mond going to keep it, and we'll get the first down for Cleveland. Pretty confident to the 45-yard line.
Defenses, when he's in the game, would start scheming to come after him, try and force him in.
And we're not seeing him behind DeJuan Jones. But seeing him for sure was Craig James.
How do you define it?
I think that's the definition of you explaining it right there.
Uh-oh, touchdown against your team right here.
Yes.
He's touched the ball 14 times in the 34 Cleveland plays. For the return for the Jets, Xavier Gibson caught it clean. He's got a good return. Cade York, the kicker, brings it down across the 45.
When does that happen? When does it click?
Jason Brownlee again. This one broken up. Well read by Caleb Biggers.
Sometimes defensive backs make good plays too. That was a quick break on the ball.
Made it from 54 and from 44. And Greg Zuerlein is looking ready for the season. 3 long field goals, and the Jets take a 16-7 lead to the locker room.
And surrender to the process and all the newness of it, and just the excitement. I mean, it's been a lot of fun just being around these young guys and being around a team that's really hungry. Is DeMarcus going to sing? And we kind of laughed. And then they announced him. Cobby's like, I think he's going to introduce the singer. And then he started. He was amazing.
He was really
that was
good.
Incredible.
He did a good job. So is DTR here on the run. Right there, right in front of Aaron. He stayed in bounds. Oh, that's pretty cool.
He's a talented kid. He's a West Coast kid.
A nice run right in
I
front
told him
of
to
you
slide tonight, though. He took an unnecessary shot right there. Come on, DTR, get down, buddy.
You're mentoring the whole league, man. That's great. Hey, great catching up. We're going to see you against Patrick Mahomes. Here is Dorian Thompson-Robinson's gone through a really good drive here. This is play 11 of it. And Demetric Felton got a block from DTR. And he got a touchdown to boot. How about that? Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He's running. He's throwing blocks. He's celebrating. His first drive in the NFL was pretty sweet.
Hey, what's this? Come on out here. Come on. He laid it on him good. Oh, man, that was awesome. Look at that. You could tell, right, when we were meeting with him,
Yes, sir.
You could tell he's got a little juice to that.
Jets going to go for it on 4th and 3. Tim Boyle will roll it, throw it incomplete. And the Browns will take over on down. Odinabo for the Jets with the pressure. Hall's got space here. Hassan Hall taking off to the 21-yard line.
He's going to hand it off. He's going to dash that way. And watch what it does to the defense. Because now when you've got a running quarterback, those linebackers, these interior players, they're not sure which way to go out there. So when you're watching the Cleveland Browns, you're going to see a lot more of that than what you've seen historically, and a lot more scrambling out of that quarterback.
Thompson-Robinson, a strike for the touchdown to Austin Watkins Jr. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson has put himself on the radar here tonight.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson just looked so cool. He took that big shot. It didn't faze him at all, but that was a brilliant route on the outside. Just such a good casual move to the outside, breaking back inside. Easy.
In the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Crockett to carry again as he runs to the edge with a big pop there as the ball comes out over around the sideline at the 32-yard line. It's Charlie Thomas.
Ooh. I'll tell you what, you forget these guys are playing for their football lives out here in the fourth quarter. This is their chance.
We celebrate not just his career, but his life, as he will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame here this weekend. Travis Dye had to come back in when Crockett was taken out to be looked at, and Dye takes a couple of hits here on the last 2 plays. You are really cutting from 90, which is where the rosters are now, to around 65 or 70 players. As the Jets will not pick this one up here. Dye is stopped by Kamara.
You can take mine. You can do whatever you want, man. Let's see a little action here.
Put Aaron Rodgers in there. I'll be fine. Other than that, I don't think I'm ready to do this game. You know, I would get an award named after, Commissioner Rozelle, who, as influential as anybody in the success of this league and lived in my town, is pretty cool.
Punt is taken by Erickson. Alex Erickson, a nice dodge and a move, and Erickson get out to the 45-yard line as the Jets took their timeouts to get the ball back with 2:18 left to give themselves a chance here to try to win this game.
You know, I always said the holy trinity of sports TV was Roon, Don Ohlmeyer, Dick Ebersol, and just a phenomenal producer, marketer, and person.
Penalty on the Browns here. Strevler threw it downfield. With last hope for the Jets. Got to get at least to the 20. Strevler, middle of the field. It is intercepted. And the Browns will come away with the win here in the first game of the season. All right, 1 in the books. Only about 330 more games to go this year. We'll see you in 5 weeks for the Lions and the Chiefs.